Yes, it is the most popular set that we sell, but more importantly, we show it first because we treat every customer the same way. We don't judge what set we show the customers first based on what they drive or what their house is. Does that make sense? Because fact of the matter is, we can't really make judgments like that anyway. You know? I think about in society today, I don't know if you guys know this, but the #1 car driven by millionaires, #1 car driven by millionaires is a Ford F-150 pickup truck. You'd never know. The #1 car that you see in like some of the worst areas are the ones with like the screens falling down and all the rims that look so nice, and those guys don't have a penny to their name, but they got nice cars. You can't judge people based on that stuff. Does that make sense? If somebody meets this criteria, we show them the homemaker first because it's the right thing to do. If they get it, great. If not, we'll show them other stuff. That's fine. But we treat everybody equally. You follow with me? Always do right by your people. Now, that being said, let's go back to BMWs. My friend said, you know, hey, I want to buy a car. Guy says, hey, no problem. Let me show you the 745, right? Now, here's the salesman. The salesman knows that the price of the car is fixed. He can't change the price of the car. Does that make sense? The only thing that he can do is do his best to build up the what? The value. Hopefully he can do his best to build it high enough to where the price isn't going to matter. That's his intention. That's how he sells the car. Does that make sense? So he knows. And for us, we go into every presentation knowing, hey look, our prices are fixed. We can't change the prices. People sell the homemaker for the same in New York as they do in Mobile. Prices are fixed. What we can do is we have the ability to do the best demo that we can, build the most value that we can, have fun with our customers, cut the most food, right? We've got all these things that we can do to increase the value so that it's not going to matter what the price is anyway. Follow? Okay. So with this guy, he goes, all right, let me tell you about the BMW 745 here. It's brand new. It's got 2-tone bucket leather seats, V12 engine, 0 to 60 in less than 4.5 seconds, 12-disc CD changer, DVD navigation system, 12-speaker Bose surround sound, 19-inch Pirelli racing tires, chrome rims, 10-inch subwoofer stock, a year's worth of satellite radio paid for free, iPod docking hookup, Bluetooth to your phone, and it's all voice activated. Call home, windows up, volume down, radio on, the works. That's me trying to build a value. I don't really sell cars, so I don't know, right? But that was how I built the value, right? And I go, after I say everything I know about the car, then I go, and by the way, the price is only, you know, 100 grand, something like that. For some people, they're going to go, I want it. And we sell a lot of homemakers. Does that make sense? Other people are going to go, you know what, I want a BMW, but that one maybe is too much for me. I don't need all those bells and whistles. Maybe it's a little out of my price range. I wasn't planning on spending that much today. A million different reasons that we don't know, but we find out later. Does that make sense? And if that's the case, if my friend goes, you know what, I can't get the 700 series, it's a little out of my budget. Do you think at that point the car dealer would lose any enthusiasm? Do you think he would lose any interest in me as a customer? Do you think he would kick me off the lot? You think all of a sudden now he'd be pissed off and rude or something like that? No, he'd go, hey, no problem. I wanted to show it to you. Cool. Let's move on. Right? And you get to the next car, and it's like he'd start all over. He'd go, screw the 700 series. Let me tell you why the 600 is better. And what would he do all over again? He'd build up what again? Sure. And now he'd tell me why the 600 series is the best freaking car on the lot, and nothing else matters. Does that make sense? So that I like it. And after we show the Homemaker Plus 8, it's real simple. Build up the value, tell them the price, customer says, yes, I'll get it. Or they say, you know what, it's a little out of my range, or it's too many pieces, or, you know, whatever they may say. And the next thing that we would do after that is we would move on to what is called the Galley Plus 6. The Galley Plus 6. Now, this is really key here because you see how it says +8 or +6? That is indicating to you how many table knives come with it. Okay? Okay. So the guy builds up the 600 series as much as he can, and he asks then, after he builds the value, do you want to purchase it? Customer says yes, or the customer says no. Either way, if they say yes, we write up the order. If they say no, we just move on. Does that make sense? We don't hammer out the point. We don't try and high pressure the customer. We stick to our morals and integrity. Does that make sense? If the customer says yes, write it up. If they say no, no problem. Just move on to the next set. And let me show you a blue book here so you guys are with me on this. Our sets, just look up here, our sets are sold like cars. Okay? Fully loaded car, basic model car. Fully loaded obviously costs more than the basic model. You can get sets with table knives, you can get sets without table knives. They're different prices. So these are our two homemaker versions. If the customer wants it, great, write up the order. If they want to see something else, then we would simply turn the page to the next set, which is the galley set. Now, this is really important here. Am I loading up with too much information so far? You good so far? Good with everything? Okay. The homemaker set is going to be for a married, and I want you to think about this, because if you want to sell homemakers, here's who buys homemakers. You ready for this? It's called a homemaker because homemakers buy homemakers. I'm serious. If you go see homemakers, you're more likely to sell a homemaker. Does that make sense? Husband makes enough money, wife doesn't have to work. That's a great person to see. However, the majority of our homemakers are all sold to, first off, a family, right? So here's your homemaker buyers. Married couple. If you guys want to jot this down. Here's a homemaker buyer. Here's a homemaker buyer. So if you want to sell homemakers this weekend, try and book up at least one of these. Does that make sense? You book up one, you got a homemaker sold. Okay? You book up more, obviously that's more. A homemaker buyer is somebody who is a married couple, homeowner, they're generally aged 35 to 50. They've got 2 kids. You know, they've got kids, whatever. And they're cooking, and this is the key, they're probably cooking 5 nights a week. Or more. I don't care what 5 nights those are. It could be Sunday through Thursday, and they go out on Friday and Saturday. Or they order in pizza on Friday and Saturday, you know what I mean? But they're cooking 5 nights a week. You see somebody like that this weekend? Homemaker save. Does everybody have at least one person like that in mind? Yes or no? Perfect. You all sold your first homemaker? Congratulations. Way to go. The next set that we show is our galley set. And this is the same set as the homemaker, except they took out the carving set and the butcher's knife. So they took out the 3 biggest knives. And it's the same thing as the homemaker. And this one comes with 6 table knives. The person who buys a galley set is probably going to be the same thing, right? The married couple, homeowners, always a must. Maybe they've only got 1 kid though, 1 or 2 kids, and they're probably cooking 3 to 5 nights a week. Does that make sense? So they're not cooking every day. They're not cooking the bigger meats. That's why they don't need these things. Does that make sense? It's not a matter of what they can afford. It's all a matter of how much are they actually cooking. Do they need it? That's a galley set. You guys have something like that in mind? Good. That's your galley buyer. The next thing that we would show our customers then would be starter sets. And there are 7 different starter sets that we can show our customers. Okay? You guys glance up here.